In the bustling world of fast food, KFC is a familiar name. With a variety of delicious fried chicken and signature flavors, KFC has become a global phenomenon, winning the hearts of millions of consumers worldwide. Behind this is a complex supply chain. Right now, let's explore how farmers harvest millions of chickens and the process of producing KFC chickens in the factory. KFC is famous for its special blend of 11 herbs and spices used to season the chicken. This secret recipe gives the chicken a unique flavor and recognizable one too. It's hard to mistake KFC for any other fried chicken on the market. The brand has over 24,000 restaurants in more than 145 countries and territories worldwide. KFC's popularity comes not only from fried chicken, but also from its strict quality control, from farming to processing. The rigorous process ensures that the chicken products have consistent flavor and texture across the global chain of restaurants. This consistency provides customers with a familiar experience. In addition, high-quality chicken comes from their farms. The brand plans to collaborate with suppliers and partners in communities worldwide, with the goal of improving the overall health and welfare of chickens raised for food. Every year, KFC consumes a large amount of chickens, producing billions of meals worldwide. To meet this enormous demand, KFC collaborates with thousands of farms globally, from small family farms to large industrial ones. All must adhere to strict standards for farming and processing. First, quality poultry breeds are prioritized. Only healthy, day-old chickens are allowed to join the meat production farms. In the US, there are over 130,000 chicken farms affiliated with the company. Farmers on these farms must work at full capacity to supply the fried chicken market. Initially, the chicks are transferred to local farms, where they live in barns equipped with advanced ventilation and heating systems. The warming process for chicks in their early life is crucial. Farmers always ensure that the temperature remains within the optimal range. This promotes the healthy growth of the flock. Living conditions have a direct impact on the health and productivity of the chickens. The automatic ventilation system removes ammonia and other harmful gases from the chicken coops, helping to reduce the risk of respiratory issues occurring in the poultry. KFC works closely with its suppliers to ensure that the chickens are well cared for and treated humanely. The company aims to achieve 100% cage-free chickens worldwide by 2026. As of 2024, about 25% of chickens in the US, UK, and Canada are cage-free. Proper lighting is essential for regulating the chicks' circadian rhythms, which can affect their health and growth rates. Therefore, lights in the coops are kept on for 12 to 16 hours a day during peak times. These chickens have been bred to grow rapidly, which makes them prone to heart disease, heat stress, and other weight-related health issues. Because farms provide chickens with access to natural light to reduce stress and allow them to exhibit natural behaviors once they are fully grown. From the day chicks arrive at the farm, their feed is adjusted according to each stage of their life. A chicken will eat an average of 2 pounds of food per day, although this can vary depending on their activity level. Chickens can sit by the feeder and eat all day if you allow them to. To help prevent this, the feeder should be moved at least once a day. This limits their food intake so that they don't overeat, which can lead to health problems and death. Chicken feed is primarily a mixture of corn and soybean meal, certified and formulated by animal nutrition experts. Distribution partners will keep the chicken meat chilled during transportation. KFC adheres to food safety standards to ensure that products from farm to store are safe for consumers. KFC became the first fast food chain in the UK to commit to new European welfare standards aimed at improving conditions in large-scale poultry production. Chickens are usually raised to grow fast and be larger in size. They are processed when they reach a weight of around 5 to 7 pounds, at the age of around 35 to 37 days. At that age and weight, the feed conversion rate is optimal, making it more cost-effective. When the chickens arrive at the slaughterhouse, they are shackled and hung upside down on a processing line. This line can handle between 4,500 to 8,000 chickens per hour. Before slaughter, the chickens are stunned using carbon dioxide gas. They are thoroughly inspected by trained experts for any signs of illness or defects. Chickens that pass these inspections are then cleaned to remove any contaminants and prepared for the next step. The factories follow strict hygiene rules, ensuring that all equipment and surfaces are sanitized to prevent cross-contamination. After the chickens are cleaned, they are cut into specific parts such as breast, wings, thighs, and drumsticks. This cutting is done using advanced equipment to ensure each piece of meat meets size and weight standards. Consistency is crucial to ensure farmers get the same quality and portion sizes no matter where they purchase. This process is carefully managed to keep chickens at the proper temperature throughout the processing stage. The chickens are usually marinated in a spiced liquid mixture to absorb the flavors before being breaded and fried. This marinated process helps contribute to the flavor and tenderness of the chicken. The chicken is then coated in a layer of batter before frying, which gives it its crispy texture and rich flavor. The meat is deep fried in a specially designed pressure fryer to achieve the signature crispy texture. The frying process at KFC is a key part of what makes their chicken unique. Employees change the oil in the frying pans every day so that the chicken is cooked in clean oil. They fry the chicken in the pans to achieve that golden crispy finish. The chicken goes straight from the refrigerator to the prep table, where it is seasoned, coated in batter, and then put directly into the fryer. This way, the chicken is always fresh when it reaches the customer. It has become a fast food icon in the Chinese market. A key factor in KFC's success is how they adapt their menu to suit local tastes. To maintain sustainable growth, the farm system and KFC continuously innovate, from adopting modern technology in farming to improving management and quality control processes. Farms have started using automation technology to monitor barn environments and optimize resources to increase production efficiency. KFC is also exploring a more sustainable solution in sourcing ingredients and reducing negative environmental impacts. Priced at between $106 to $128 a pound, king and snow crabs could be some of the best crabs you could ever eat in your life. In the US, after being harvested, they are quickly transported to St. Paul, Alaska, home to the world's largest crab processing plant. During peak season, this plant can churn out an astonishing 50,000 to 500,000 pounds of crab every day. Machines handle up to 40 crabs per minute, separating the edible legs and parts from the main body. These sections are then sorted by size and packed into 45-pound containers. Next, the crabs undergo an 18-minute cooking process at 210 degrees Fahrenheit, followed by a cooling bath. To lock in flavour and freshness for up to 2 years, the the crabs are soaked in a frigid 92% saltwater brine before being given a quick freshwater rinse. Finally, the processed crab is packaged into 45-pound bags and boxed, stacked, and frozen. The plant can produce a staggering 6,000 to 8,000 boxes daily, thanks to a dedicated workforce of 320 people. Live or freshly caught blue crabs with a pH between 6.8 and 7.2 are the most suitable for producing the highest quality canned crab. Once at the factory, the crabs are thoroughly cleaned to remove dirt and bacteria from the shell. Next, they proceed to shell the crabs, removing any excess parts and rinsing the crabs again with water. Some facilities skip this part and steam or boil them whole. After steaming, the crabs are removed and cooled. They are then brought to skilled workers for careful meat extraction. This process is done manually, using specialized tools to separate the meat and claws from the body of the crab. Any unwanted particles, shell fragments, or spoiled meat are removed. The extracted crab meat is sorted and inspected carefully before packing. In 2023, the global consumption of fresh canned crab reached a value of $17 billion. Sashimi is one of the most famous tuna dishes originating from Japan. Some tuna are gutted as soon as they're brought to shore, but they're very expensive, and some can cost over $500,000. However, most sashimi served in medium-sized restaurants is tuna thawed from frozen ones. These tuna were frozen immediately after being caught, so they're still very fresh. Each fish is weighed and recorded. Tuna of similar weights are placed in the same cage and stored until cutting. Tuna is cut in a slice at the tail and then thawed in order to classify the fish's grade. After that, each fish is cut, and the workers must be very careful because the cutting machine is extremely sharp. First, the fish is cut into 4 parts, then each part is trimmed more neatly. The tuna skin is also scraped off because it's not used for sashimi. Each year, Japan catches around 102,000 tons of tuna, and over 60% of the tuna is cut and frozen like this for sashimi. The brownish part of the fish is scraped away. Then, the fish is cut into smaller pieces according to the customer's request. Finally, the fish pieces are packed in cold boxes and delivered to restaurants. While it's famous in Japan, Indonesia is actually the world's largest producer of tuna. It's estimated that they produce around 18% of the global tuna catch. Japan's canned seafood industry is booming, with mackerel leading the way. Mackerel arrive at the factory when they're first rinsed in cold water. Next, they're steamed, with cooking time adjusted based on the fish's size and quantity. Once cooked, the mackerel is cooled and dried. Workers then manually clean the fish, removing the skin, head, red meat, and bones. Depending on customer orders, the mackerel is then cut into large chunks or shredded flakes. The cut mackerel is then packed into cans. Each can is weighed and inspected by X-ray to detect unwanted metal substances and mackerel parts that shouldn't have been in the can. Vegetable oil, brine, and sometimes flavorings are added to the cans, which are then sealed and cleaned. The sealed cans undergo high-temperature sterilization. This process preserves the mackerel. After cooling, the cans are labeled and packaged, ready for shipment within a week. In 2021 alone, Japan exported nearly 434,000 tons of mackerel, with Ibaraki and Nagasaki as the 2 top prefectures for mackerel landings. The US is the world's leading producer and consumer of turkeys. During their major national holiday, Thanksgiving, approximately 46 million turkeys are consumed. When turkeys reach the desired weight, they are loaded onto trucks using conveyors that keep the turkeys upright without being crushed. The unloading process is done almost entirely in the dark to keep the turkeys calm. They are then hung from hooks and stunned with electricity. The stunning causes them to lose sensation and become unconscious immediately. After that, they are passed over a sharp blade to be bled. The turkeys are then placed in a machine to be scalded in hot water. Then their feathers are plucked by this machine's brushes. The body is then opened up by workers, using a specialized machine to process the turkey's internal organs. This big turkey facility in California can process up to 60,000 turkeys an hour. The gizzard is a popular part and requires skilled workers to process. These organs are sorted, placed in a separating machine and quickly chilled before being packaged and sold. They are then sent to a cutting machine to separate the legs from the body. Some facilities keep the legs and cut other parts first. For the remaining carcasses, workers perform a final quality check on the outside, and a machine checks the inside. The turkey carcasses are then sent to the packaging team to be packaged whole. Some facilities process them into smaller parts. Now, the whole turkeys are sent to the cutting machine, having their heads removed and washed to clean out any remaining blood. Then they are deboned and cut into different parts for packaging and consumption.